Finally, after well, we're talking about close to 2 years, this hydro pit is almost done. Too many projects. Obviously, this dig was quite the job. This is where the entrance was originally. It's all sealed up. That's the repair I made to the floor joists. That's closed up and sealed up. It's going to be a little workshop, and the hydro is going to be right there. This 2-inch water line, and we got the electrical and camera conduits running out to the front gate. It's kind of tricky to work in here. I do have a few 12-volt bulbs in here. They're only 6 watts each to try to keep some light in here so you can see. The problem is when the sun's really bright outside. Now this is going to be our entrance right here, and the clay stairs are staying. Just kidding. Have to work on that. It's going to be also cement. Got a temporary roof here, which is leaking quite a bit now. Sprung a few leaks with the wind, ripping it apart. And this storage building is making slow progress also by the concrete by the pallet and also the blocks. I already did the other side there, that footer, and repaired the rotted sections of this room. And now this is the other one I got to do. I got to put a footer and cut this up. And part of that survived, but over here, as you can see, it's all rotted. I got to cut that out in there. The other side was totally gone. There was no bottom beam. It's taken a year longer than I expected to dig this hydro pit out and build the walls. I am not a mason, obviously, or a carpenter or a plumber. So I'm a bit slow on laying block, but it's finally complete. Still have to finish the floor, but I'm here to advance finally on the hydro. Here's our 2-inch water line coming from the top of the mountain. And this is the basin that I had built. It's all stainless steel. I also had the screen put in here so no critters could crawl back into it. This is going to be an additional drain that I'm adding to it, and that is going to be installed right here. I'm just prepping it. I'm going to level it a bit more, and that's where it's going to drain into. And that's the line we installed. As a 4-inch drain that goes back to the creek. So I'll get going and installing it right there. takes the base, 20 by 20 in inches, and the basin itself is 14 inches deep, 18 by 18. Here, this is going to serve as a drain and also as a vent for the water to be able to escape. It's actually quite dark down here, so I got to use that little headlamp to be able to see the levels and stuff. Can't tell by the cameras. I have the GoPro here on the side, taking pictures, and it should be okay. Well, since my GoPro let me down right here, here's a list of materials that I use on the construction. Got the first layer, then I just gotta let it sit a little bit, clean it up, and remove the basin so I can solidify underneath. I want to fill it 100%. I want it to be nice and solid, and also it might reduce the noise that comes out of it. The little drain here, that's gonna be the drain for the water line, and also it's gonna serve as a vent to allow the water to freely flow out of the drain. It's a mighty cloudy day today. Nothing but clouds, but we're safe under here since we finished this here and backfilled it. I always like to soak the blocks before I cement them in. I'm using this tub right here. Before I had a nice drain when this was set up. I used to use this one when it was right where the basin is right now. And I used to soak all this blocks here prior to putting them in. It's just a trick that I saw back many years ago in a area where there were a lot of earthquakes. So I figured I would apply the same technique to try to keep the water from being soaked out of the cement. Bottom base has been completed. I just gotta finish off the top and install the drain vent right in there and fill this hole here. And then we can try our hydro pretty soon. It's been a long wait, but it's coming. It's incredible how much moisture comes out of this clay ground. I just flipped this barrel over, and just from one night, it's completely drenched. It's been dry for about 2 weeks. It hasn't rained in about 2 weeks, and the soil down here is always moist. It's not wet, but it's moist. Even my stairs hold together quite well. That's one good thing clay is good for. These cleaners are such a pain. They drip everywhere. Even when you try to open it, it makes a heck of a mess. Tight fit. That's what we wanted. Gotta get a good job building that. Or I wonder if I should keep it straight. I think I'm gonna go straight. See, the pipe's gonna come down here. There's a slight curve there. Because if I decide to put a pipe for whatever reason, in the future I could go straight and it won't hit the water line. It will go straight, so I'm going to do it straight. Yeah, that will allow me for the drain to be able to go right by here. You never know. I'm always changing my mind. Different idea, so that's what we'll do. So let's do this one first here. This is nice and flat and tight against that. Then we're gonna seal the back side too. Elastic sealant for every job. This sticks to almost anything. You never have enough light. All right. Okay, that's sealed nicely there. And that's tight against there. Now I'm going to make a frame so you can fill that whole thing there with rocks and some cement and seal it all the way around to finish the job. Ready to cut this here to fit. Just going to try to assemble it now. Hopefully it'll stay in place because I don't have a lot supporting it here. Okay. I'm wear the mask to dust this a bit. The bag's got a little stiff. That's what you get. Should be good enough. Back pressure here. Okay, now we just gotta let it sit for a couple of hours and then come back and smoothen it out and clean the tools. Actually, it takes the longest, actually, sometimes. Finally, it's complete. And we're gonna check it out to see how it turned out. Unveiled our hydro basin so we can get ready to install and try out the hydro generator. Gotta love power tools. Just think of my grandparents in the old days when you had to do all this by hand. Every time I use a power tool, just love them. All right, not terribly bad, but not perfect either. But we'll polish that up afterwards. Okay. Some touches later, and wonderful, wonderful. All right, so we got a drain. Everything looks pretty good, nice and solid. All massive. Try to keep the noise down. Now, now we get to try our hydro on here. Hey, Mr. Frog, you've been, or Mrs. Frog, Miss Frog, sorry. You've been living here for what? You got a couple of years down here. And you're about, well, triple the size already. Oh, you're a good looking fella. Let's see, get a better look. No? You're about what? About 3 inches from head to tail? Not bad, huh? Not bad for just being down in a pit.